Now, commercial free all day on 90.7 FM and even more places with the TuneIn Radio app.
Listen on TuneIn Radio.
90.7 FM. The music.
Motorsports 360 once again back in your life, ladies and gentlemen. I know no music though. It's because haven't had a lot of time to prepare. Just got to tell us about my final class. But anyway, what's going on, everyone? Marty here. Hope you all are having a great day today. You can listen live on 90.7 FM, tune in, or on YouTube. Today's August 23rd. I had to move this to today instead of yesterday because I was busy. Had a rehearsal for sportscasting. So, yeah, now we are here, and we're ready to talk some motorsports. But first, we have to introduce you to the crew for today. We got Michael Kelly.
We are back.
First show during college, that's right. We also got Jake Rogers.
I'll drink it for you, and I'm ready to roll.
All right. And then finally, we've got Cody Smart.
Unfortunately, I do not have a new intro, but hello, YouTube Radio World. How's it going today?
Oh. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I just lip synced you.
That was interesting. And I only caught you when I just completed that intro.
Also, I'd just like to throw out to everyone that I need a senior quote. So if you have a good one, go ahead and throw it in the comments.
If you ain't first, you're last, Ricky Bobby.
I don't think
No, I got one. High school, 2 out of 10. Would not recommend.
College girls.
Yeah, college.
Alrighty. So I was going to make if we did the show yesterday, I would have made it a half-hour show, but I think we're going to do an hour show today. So my first question is, should we talk about NASCAR or should we just go straight to IndyCar?
Let's go to IndyCar and NASCAR. We never do IndyCar first.
All right,
let's do IndyCar first, just to mix things up.
All right, we'll do IndyCar first, and I just got to get the box score from the race. It was the ABC Supply 500 at Pocono. Happened this past Sunday afternoon. Very exciting race. It's one of those races where, any driver could win it. And, well, it did show that any driver could win it because, Alexander Rossi was in the top 3. By the way, in case if you guys hear some dead air on my part because I was trying to load up the stuff. It's been have to get this all set up at the last minute. Thank goodness. Not playing any songs. Just talking motorsports. All right. So here's the box score. 3 cautions in the race. First one was for a track inspection. Second caution happened on lap 116 because Sebastian Saavedra hit the wall in turn 1. And then lap 125, James Hinchcliffe and J.R. Hildebrand wreck in turn 1. Ryan Hunter-Reay, actually, also, we should mention him as well. Heading in qualifying, had a terrible wreck, and it looked like he was not going to be able to race at all because of a hip injury. But luckily, at the last minute, IndyCar cleared him to race. He finished in 8th position. But at the end of the day, Will Power takes the win at Pocono. He goes back to back at the track. Your top 10. Power followed by Joseph Newgarden in 2nd, Alexander Rossi 3rd, Simon Pagenaud 4th, Tony Kanaan 5th, Scott Dixon 6th, Elio Castroneves 7th, Ryan Hunter-Reay 8th, Graham Rahal 9th, and I got to give a round of applause to the guy in 10th. You don't really see this team up in the top 10 anymore, but it's Carlos Munoz in the AJ Foyt number 14. Round of applause for those guys.
Point out
sound effects.
What'd you say?
What?
Me or Jake?
Mike.
Oh, I just want to say I just want to point out that I picked the winner in the spirit of Jake.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Now we're going to. Should we get to the headlines or should we talk about NASCAR? That's the question now.
Bum, bum, bum.
I don't know.
NASCAR.
Let's just talk NASCAR.
Let's talk NASCAR.
That's good for me. I don't mind.
Because it's an easy thing to explain at this point.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
That's what we're experts on. Let's talk NASCAR.
Well, if you don't, we're just gonna say this: him swept the weekend. We're not gonna mention his name. Him. Lap 63 of this is the Cup race. Lap 63, Eric Amarillo has a crash in turn 2. Lap 127, stage 1 would conclude with him winning. It was a final lap battle between him and Kyle Larson. And him bumped Larson out of the way. So him won. Eric Jones second, Kyle Larson third, Chase Elliott fourth, Matt Kenseth fifth, Denny Hamlin sixth, Ryan Blaney seventh, Joey Logano eighth, Martin Truex Jr. ninth, and Jimmy Johnson is 10th. Then lap 202, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has an accident on the back stretch. Then lap 233, a wreck involving Austin Dillon, Casey Kane, and Jeffrey Earnhardt in turn 4. Earnhardt and Dillon would be done for the day. Then stage 2 concluded with Matt Kenseth getting the win, Jimmy Johnson second, Kevin Harvick third, Ryan Newman fourth, Eric Jones fifth, Kyle Larson sixth, Denny Hamlin seventh, him eighth, Paul Menard ninth, and Clint Boyer is 10th. And then lap 355, a wreck involving Ty Dillon and Trevor Bayne in turn 2. Lap 397, another accident involving Kevin Harvick, Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, and Eric Amarillo in turn 4. And lap 417, an accident involving, how funny is this, Matt DiBenedetto and Landon Castle in turn 1.
That's like the equivalent of Ricky Stenhouse and Danica Patrick.
Anyway, at the end of the day, him won in his M&M's caramel scheme. You probably know who that driver is. We're not going to mention his name, though.
I'm going to point this out. I was fully expecting him to wreck when he got the lead.
Yes. Anyway, Eric Jones second, Denny Hamlin third, Matt Kenseth fourth, Kurt Busch fifth, Ryan Newman sixth, Trevor Bayne finishes 7th. That deserves a round of applause.
That Roush, man.
Kevin
That
Harvick,
two-car.
Kyle Larson 9th, and Ryan Blaney 10th. Now we get to the Xfinity Series race. Had 8 cautions in the race. The first one on lap 13 for a David Starr accident in turn 1. He would be done for the day. Lap 26, another accident, this one involving Eric Almirola, Ryan Reed, and Spencer Gallagher. Reed and Almirola would be done for the day in that one. Lap 40, Ryan Reed has an accident in turn 4. Actually, Reed would be done back in that time. And then lap 87 was the stage 1 conclusion. The top 10 were him, followed by Justin Allgaier, followed by, that was second. Third was, it's tough figuring out who the 22 is always. Joey Logano third, Daniel Suarez fourth, Tyler Reddick, I believe, yep, fifth. Ben Kennedy, no, was it Austin Dillon 6th, Brendan Poole 7th, Elliott Sadler 8th, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 9th, and Ty Dillon 10th. Then we get to lap 125. Brandon Jones has an accident on the front stretch. Lap 172 would be the stage 2 conclusion, and your top 10 for that was him, followed by Justin Allgaier, followed by Daniel Suarez in third, Elliott Sadler 4th, Austin Dillon 5th, Brendan Poole 6th, Daniel Hemrick 7th, Tyler Reddick 8th, Ty Dillon 9th, and Cole Custer is 10th. Already. And then lap 217, the 78 car of, I believe, Tommy Joe Mearns. He has an accident in turn 2, would be done for the day after that. Then lap 285, Brendan Gaughan has an accident with Job Burton, and that would cause an argument between Gaughan and Burton on Twitter. But at the end of the day, here's how your top 10 looked. Him got the win. Daniel Suarez 2nd, Elliott Sadler 3rd, Ty Dillon 4th, Justin Allgaier 5th, Brendan Poole 6th, Daniel Hemrick 7th, Austin Dillon 8th, Joey Logano 9th, and Cole Custer is 10th. And then we get to the Truck Series race. Only 5 cautions on the race. Lap 25, an accident in turn 4 involving Josh Rayom. He would be done for the day. No, he wouldn't, actually. He would keep his car going. Lap 35, an accident involving Stuart Friesen and TJ Bell. And then lap 57 was the stage 1 conclusion, with the top 10 being him, followed by Noah Gragson in 2nd, Matt Craft in 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th. Grant Enfinger 5th. 99 car, I believe that's Brandon Jones. Yes, Brandon Jones 6th. Ben Rhodes 7th. Johnny Sauter 8th. Justin Haley 9th. And Caleb Holman, Parker Clearing, 10th. And then stage 2 concluded. Top 10. Him, Matt Crafton second, Austin Cindric third, Ben Rhodes fourth, Christopher Bell fifth, Noah Gragson sixth, Johnny Sauter seventh, Justin Haley eighth, Grant Enfinger ninth, and John Hunter Nemechek 10th. And then lap 196, an accident involving cars Austin Wayne Self and Justin Haley. Wayne Self would be done for the day. So your top 10 at the end of the race was him, followed by Matt Crafton in second, John Hunter Nemechek third, Grant Enfinger fourth, Ben Rhodes fifth, Johnny Sauter sixth, Christopher Bell seventh, Parker Kligerman eighth. We have to give a round of applause because this team is an underdog. It's a small team. They race part-time, and they finished in the 8th position. So a round of applause for them. Austin Cindric 9th and Brandon Jones is 10th. All right, now we can get to the headlines, finally, so we don't have to talk about him. All right, so let's start things off here in the Cup Series. So we have some rumors coming out. This is, I believe Michael said it was 90% confirmed on Reddit, but it sounds like it's not finalized yet, but Smithfield is expected to be returning to the number 43 team with Richard Petty Motorsports. However, though, here's the catch. Bubba Wallace would be driving the 43, but there's another bigger twist. They could be merging with Richard Childress Racing and moving to Chevrolet next season. That is very interesting. No comment has been made, though, by Richard Petty Motorsports on it.
And also, Eric Amarola might be going to the 10, but speculations.
Maybe. Some sad news to report, by the way. Shane Sieg, Ryan Sieg's brother, he was a former Camping World Truck Series driver. He died over the weekend at the age of 34. Ryan Sieg announced his passing Tuesday on social media. He would have turned 35 today. A team spokesperson could not provide additional details. They said on Twitter, "Please keep our family in your thoughts and prayers. We lost a great driver and an incredible person, forever in our hearts." Shane Sieg started 68 Truck Series races and 2 Xfinity Series races, earned 3 top 10s in the Truck Series. His best finish was 8th at Milwaukee in 2004, and Sieg also won a race in the NASCAR Southeast Series in 2003. His last truck start was in June at Pocono before he was suspended indefinitely by NASCAR in August 2011 for violating its substance abuse policy and for actions detrimental to the sport. He was 34 years old. What else do we have here? Kyle Larson will be having a new sponsor for the Chase at Talladega and Martinsville. First Data will be furthering their relationship with CGR and NASCAR Racing. This expands on a relationship that began last season when First Data joined Jamie McMurray and the number 1 Chevrolet SS as a partner for the fall Martinsville race. Additionally, First Data returns this year on McMurray's car at Martinsville as an associate sponsor. First Data has also said that they have announced a 3-year agreement with Martinsville to be the entitlement sponsor for the track's fall race, starting with the First Data 500 on October 29th. What else? So NASCAR will be looking at rules for pit exits. So sometimes at tracks like Martinsville, we see drivers slowing down and checking up just so they can start in the lane they want to start in. Common tactic. NASCAR has been saying that it is not something that we want because we don't need accidents at the end of pit road with people checking up. NASCAR's Scott Miller noted Monday on it. Sanctioning body will be looking into the issue of drivers slowing or stopping near pit exit. He said that on SiriusXM NASCAR radio about the pit road ploy. But yeah, it's common tactic at Martinsville, and it will be looked at. What else do we have here? This is what happens when you have college people. Let's see here. We can play the... Oh, yeah. This is an interesting story, but Frank Kerr, the crew chief for the number 72 team, was transported to a local hospital earlier on August 19th as they were in Bristol after the car fell on him. He was briefly trapped under the car and suffered a fractured sternum and possible broken ribs when the crew said because of space limitations, there is no formal garage area at Bristol, so teams work on their cars behind the haulers or on pit road. Kerr was going underneath the car as a crew member, attempting to place a jack stand underneath it, but the car began to roll and the jack buckled. Luckily, though, less than 24 hours, he returned to the track and led, and he helped Cole Witt in the Bristol race Saturday night.
Yeah, going back to the car thing. I have like an auto mechanics class. They always told us every time, shake the car just to make sure it's stable so it doesn't fall on you, even if it's on jack stands or yeah.
All right, so some silly season news. Chris Buescher will be returning to the number 37, signing a multi-year contract with the team. So he signed it last season, but he's still, I believe, if I'm correct, he still has that development driver deal with Roush Fenway Racing, I believe. Unless that's expired. During the playoffs, NASCAR will be live streaming in-car cameras on Twitter. So this will be for all 10 playoff races, beginning at Chicagoland. NASCAR will provide fans a unique look from inside the race car with a live camera stream that can be accessed via its official Twitter handle at NASCAR and NASCAR.twitter.com. So let's see what cameras they could be providing. They'll be accessible for free for logged in and logged out users in the U.S. by NASCAR's Twitter handle and connected device. Real-time race highlights will also be on NASCAR's Twitter page, offering fans additional ways to follow the playoffs at home or on the go. Leading up to the first playoff race, NASCAR will debut individual Twitter emojis and hashtags for all 16 playoff drivers available to Twitter users until each driver is eliminated from championship contention. So this is kind of like the nations that NASCAR did back in 2014 and 2015, like Junior Nation. Alrighty, let's see, what else do we have on here that we need to talk about? All right, let's see what we got for Xfinity Series news. Oh yeah, this is really cool. I thought this was interesting. But Dylan Lupton, he drives the number 24 in the Xfinity Series. He'll be driving a Darlington throwback scheme dedicated to Jeff Gordon. It is the Rainbow Warriors paint scheme from the 1993 rookie season with Hendrick Motorsports. It won't say DuPont on it. It will say his sponsor, Nut Up. Let's see, what else do we have on here? Truck Series news. This is a big story as well. But Brad Keselowski Racing will be ending their operations following the 2017 season. This makes Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe free agents after the season. All right, that's going to do it for the headlines. I'm going to play real quick a public service announcement. We'll just make it quick this time. So, yeah, we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Will I always be working weekends just to stay out of debt?
Is a great college for our kids?
Out of the question?
Is the American dream
Out of our reach?
Not if we can help it. We're the National Endowment for Financial Education, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping people just like you get smart about their money. Log on to smartaboutmoney.org today and start taking control of your financial life. Help us closer than you think.
All right, welcome back to Motorsports 360. All right, it's time for everyone's favorite segment, discussion time. Do we have anyone in the chat, by the way? That's what I want to know. I haven't seen. Oh, well, Elijah's in the chat. And Elijah, I need you, if you're in the chat, please. I'm going to take the. Oh, wait. I don't know why Elijah didn't see this, but we got them spammers as well. Let's. Those, I'm not going to say the word, but you may see them on Xbox, Twitter, Facebook. Michael probably knows what I'm talking about, right?
Yep. Bum, bum, bum. Dude.
All right.
Nope, something fell.
So the first question for you guys on discussion time is about the Truck Series. This was a big story with Brad Keselowski Racing seizing their operations. So my question is for you guys, is this the beginning of the end for the Camping World Truck Series? Especially with the fact that, you know, we have Kyle Busch winning all these races in Truck Series, robbing the Cup drivers, or no, robbing the truck regulars of a win. So is the Truck Series starting to die? Michael, you're first.
I certainly hope not, but it's not looking good. I mean, I've touched on this before, that Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch, with all the sponsorship dollars and the help that they're getting, they're the ones keeping the Truck Series alive. And the fact that you have to put together millions of dollars just to run a successful truck team is outrageous, in my opinion. NASCAR needs to do something about that. Find some cheaper parts or a cheaper body style for these guys to use, like the Xfinity Series is going to start doing. Try to save some teams some money. Make all the cars competitive again, and instead of just having 10 or 15 that can battle for the win and having KBM dominate or BKR. It's sad, but it's money driven, you know? They just.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jake, what do you think?
Jake.
All right, we'll go to Cody.
Okay, so I actually took a look at the whole thing about what the. It's my. Oh, it is on. Okay, good. So, back to what I was about to say about Brad Keselowski Racing. I actually read a message on Facebook that said that Brad Keselowski wants to have a greater opportunity, and as a team owner, once he retires, he would have something to fall back on. So I completely understand that, definitely. It's like promoting his team up to the Xfinity Cup Series. But back to the whole Can't Promote Truck Series deal. I mean, one of the big teams have already shut down before this is Red Horse Racing due to sponsorship issues. And then you hear this, BKR shutting down after the 2017 season. That is huge, especially for the Ford teams. I'm pretty sure the Can't Promote Truck Series is still going to be around. It's not really going to end or anything anytime soon. What I'm worried about is Ford, because Brad Keselowski Racing is the only competitive team with Fords. And then there's a couple other teams that only enter most of the races. So I'm going to say it's not really the beginning of the end for the Truck Series, but it might be the beginning of the end of seeing the Fords in the Truck Series. Unless, say, they get either GMS or ThorSport to switch to Fords. That would be the only possibility for Fords to be saved. And yeah, and like what Michael said, get it? I actually think that having cheaper parts like they might do in the Xfinity Series might help them out as well, because you also get other teams and the trucks that are emerging to compete for these wins now. You get Ryan Truex's team there. You got the 75 coming up. I mean, you're going to see more talent in the Truck Series, and we can't let that fade. So I'm pretty sure NASCAR will do something about those trucks real soon. I'm just worried about the Fords. That's all I'm worried about at this point.
All right. I believe.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, he's back. He's back. All right,
He's
Jake.
back!
Yeah, I didn't know what was up my mic there. I was saying that I agree with Marty that the trucks are the parts are way too expensive for the Truck Series, especially when.
By the way.
What?
I think he's fixing his mic again. Yeah.
Well, come on. Just skip.
I'm just unplug it and plug it back in. That's what I would do.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, I'll do my answer for you. So anyway, I believe if these drivers are starting to get dominated by driver cup regulars like Kyle Busch, but then what Kyle Busch said that if they ban him from racing, that he's going to stop his team. I believe because of the fact that number one of the sponsorship issues we have in the sport, because you don't see a lot of people have big name sponsors. Probably like the only two I'd see right now are Noah Gragson with Mobile Strike, that's on the back of his car. Christopher Bell, he's got the JBL scheme. Let's see here. Cody Coughlin, he's got Jags, obviously, because he's part of the Coughlin family. Matt Crafton, he's got his Menard sponsorship. Ben Rhodes, I believe he's got a sponsorship with Safelight windshields, I believe, and Alpha Energy Solutions. I'd say that's a big name as well.
But where's the big Home Depot,
Yeah, what is that stuff? Because of sponsorship issues and Keselowski getting rid of his trucks and Kyle Busch getting rid of his truck soon if he doesn't is not allowed to race anymore. I think that they're gonna. I think the truck series is gonna start to die. I mean, I get more fans will attend the races that Kyle Busch is not in, but the thing is, if you're in the truck series and you have a little sponsorship, I mean, it could be tough for you to get the funds you need to succeed in NASCAR. So that's what I'm thinking about right now. What are you gonna say, Michael?
I was saying, like, I'd say JBL and Menards and Safelite. I'd say those are probably the biggest ones in the truck series. But I mean, you look at the guys like Home Depot. You got Dollar General. Why don't these guys that sponsor in the Cup Series? Why don't they move down? Because I know there used to be a Good Wrench car. There used to be a DuPont car in the truck series. I think those guys who are sponsoring the Cup drivers should come down and see what they can do to help this lower series out.
Absolutely. That's right. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
But you're less robot at least.
Okay, so what was the question again?
Is this the beginning of the end for the truck series?
I wouldn't say so because there's still some cars and some sponsors sponsoring like good drivers or rich kid drivers. I mean, and sometimes sponsors won't sponsor a single driver; they'll just sponsor an entire team. So it's not really the beginning of the end. It's just we're noticing that more and more older truck teams, are kind of leaving. Like the Red Horse has been around for a while. Keselowski Racing has also been here for a little while. But I don't think this is the beginning of the end. I'm just thinking, and the overall racing is also better week in and week out than the Xfinity and Cup counterparts. So that's a kind of a key factor in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's the beginning of the end yet.
Okay. All right. So next question for you guys on the show is about Eric Jones, finishing second in the Cup race. Dang it. Wanted him to win so bad. Yeah, I know.
Him.
Come on, him. Why? Why him? So the question is for you guys is when will Eric Jones win a race? Jake, you're first.
My guess is it has to be a mile a mile and a half track. Any really. I mean, it seems like that's his strong suit. Like at Michigan, maybe if we go to Martinsville, he has a chance there. Or maybe some tracks like where underdogs are usually running up front, like say Talladega. I mean, but that race will probably be won by Dale Earnhardt Jr. anyway, because blah blah blah. Yeah. He's dominant at Talladega and whatnot. Anyways, so yeah, I expect him to win in the 77 before he goes into the 20.
Alrighty, Cody.
At this point, Eric Jones just ended his chances from making the chase, to be honest. Because a rookie at a new track, Jones has somewhat proved us wrong once before, but I don't see Jones doing the best at Darlington. Richmond, he maybe has a shot. Maybe. I could probably only see him finishing in the top 10, and they're like, yep, you're out of the chase. And in terms of where the rest of the year goes, I don't really see him winning at all. Like Chicago, we all know he's not going to win there because he barely races there, only in the Xfinity. Loudon, he was almost like a driver to stay away from. Dover, he was okay. If he were to have the same setup as Truex, then he probably would have a shot at Dover. Charlotte, no. Talladega, maybe. Kansas, no. Martinsville, I am not 100% sure. Texas, no. Phoenix, I will probably see him wrecking there. I don't know. Homestead, that is pretty much a no. So if I see Jones win, I could probably see him winning in his 30 in his career at Michigan, almost like how Kyle Larson got his first career win. And probably
Okay, guys, I'll be right back.
Chase Elliott would probably win next year at Michigan, to be honest with you. So that is pretty much where Jones is going to win. He's going to win not in the 77, but in the number 20 at Michigan.
All right. I believe I don't think Eric Jones makes it to the playoffs, but I think he's going to have one more chance, though, to try and win a race. And I believe that track's Richmond. It's a short track. We see a lot of the underdogs do pretty good that don't have a win yet. Eric Jones does not have a win yet. I think that's going to be his best chance at winning a race. Michael.
I feel, man, Eric Jones sure does become a topic of conversation for us lately, especially the news of him going to the 20, and people think that's going to be his opportunity to break through and really win a couple races, and I'm with those people. I just don't see him winning a race this year yet. I don't see him making the chase. Heck, he may not even win the Rookie of the Year standings the way Daniel Suarez has been running. That's just, I didn't expect him to run that well at Bristol, to be completely honest. But don't get me wrong, he's done very well this season. It's just, I just don't see him getting to victory lane.
Alrighty. Okay, so the next question for you guys on discussion time is about Joe Gibbs Racing. This was a question Michael wanted to bring in. So, is Joe Gibbs Racing catching up to Furniture Row Racing Performance now that Joe Gibbs Racing has 3 wins this season? Cody, you're first.
Oh, wow. Like, Joe Gibbs? Like, I was going to say, like, Joe Gibbs would do okay. Probably not as dominant as Furniture Row just yet. I mean, I have to be sick with Joe Gibbs Racing in order for them to do as good as Furniture Row, to be completely honest with you. And how sick am I of Furniture Row, people, for this year? I haven't really gotten that from Joe Gibbs yet, so I'm getting sick of him, but I'm not getting sick of Joe Gibbs yet. So I would say not as good just yet. Otherwise, I would be getting sick of Joe Gibbs as well, to be honest with you. Because the team wins and wins and wins and wins and wins, especially the stages of Furniture Row. And be like, man, can they stop winning? At least to the playoffs, please? No, they don't. So I don't see Joe Gibbs, like, being with Furniture Row yet. I see them like maybe catching up a little bit, because I was pretty much fine with Joe Gibbs where they were before Loudon. Then Denny Hamlin won. It's like, okay, that's good. I mean, it's good for Joe Gibbs because I was beginning to feel for them a bit. And then Ham wins Indy. No, he doesn't. He wins Pocono.
It was so hilarious that Ham did not win Indy.
No, he actually wrecked.
It was because of Furniture Row.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And
all
it's
right.
like, okay,
You all good?
maybe. And then rolls on to Bristol, he wins. Like, okay, Joe Gibbs, it might be a good time, but I'm not really sick of you yet. So yeah, they're not as big as Furniture Row for 2017 just yet, but yeah, they're like sorta catching up.
All right, so here's what I believe. Right now, I believe Furniture Row Racing still the best. I mean, look at MTJ. 15 stage wins, I believe. Is it 15?
15.
Yeah, maybe 15.
It's
yeah,
15.
it is 15 because he has like 35 playoff points, and he's looking to be a full race ahead in the chase.
I think, yeah, as long as Truex does not suck every single race, I believe he's going to be he'll be one of the championship 4 contenders. I'll guarantee you that. But yeah, should be very interesting to see what happens at the end of the playoffs. But I still think that Furniture Row Racing still has that amazing power. I did see a funny meme. It was either from NASCAR Chasm or the NASCAR Faces. It showed that picture of Joe Gibbs holding up a sign, and the sign says, "How about we stop delivering Furniture Row Racing our good stuff because they keep winning races and we don't."
Yeah, if I told you 10 years ago that Furniture Row Racing was going to dominate, you would have laughed at me.
Yeah. All right, what are you thinking, Michael or Mikal?
Mikal?
Yeah, Mikal.
Oh man,
Someone
Mikal.
One.
You're Mikal, and I'm the predictions.
He's Murdy.
All right.
Anyway, back to business.
Yeah, really. I really feel like Joe Gibbs is starting to catch them. They're definitely not on the same level, but they really are starting to catch them, and they're catching them at the right time as we're getting ready to head into the chase, only 2 races away. I mean, I saw, I think, 3 Gibbs cars in the top 5 at one point during Bristol. So, in no doubt in my mind, do I not believe that they're starting to catch up with Furniture Row's dominance this season. But, I mean, you said it, Marty. Truex Jr., 15 stage wins, most wins on the season. He's got the points lead. He could have a race or round lead going into the first round or something?
Yeah. He'll most likely get 50 points at least going into the first round.
Yeah.
So, and Eric Jones has been doing really, really well his rookie season. Even though Suarez is leading it, we already talked about Suarez, how good he was this weekend at Bristol. He's been good at Pocono. Furniture Row is still the best team right now, but Joe Gibbs is steadily making improvements and at the right time.
All right, Jake, I don't think you got the question, but is Joe Gibbs Racing catching up to Furniture Row Racing performance?
Not at this point. Since in total, Furniture Row Racing has 5 wins. They're all from Martin Truex, but still. And Joe Gibbs only has 3. So, I mean, Matt Kenseth is improving. Denny Hamlin, he's already left in. Kyle Busch, I mean, him. Why is Kurt Busch? Why did I say Kurt Busch? Never mind. Why did I say Kurt Busch?
Kurt Busch.
Jake, you were given a 1-show suspension. No, I'm kidding.
Why did I say Kurt Busch there? Okay. Him.
Build again.
Has 2 wins.
Alrighty, so
Daniel's doing pretty good. So
all right, so the next question for you guys is about Brad Keselowski Racing. So where do Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe go next season? All right, so for Chase Briscoe, this is a pretty simple one, but he's right now the best driver on Brad Keselowski Racing right now. He's finished second many times, almost won his first race at Texas. But I believe that Team Penske will get that second Xfinity Series car just for Chase Briscoe. The 12 will go full time. That means Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney still going to split that 22. Unless, I don't think this is going to happen because Roger Penske really wants that Owners' Championship for the Xfinity Series. Unless this happens. Big shocking decision. I wouldn't be surprised by it because of Tim Cindric being the president of Team Penske, I believe. Austin Cindric would go. I believe Austin Cindric could go to the 12, and Chase Briscoe could go to the 22, eliminating Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney from driving, unless Team Penske makes a third car just for them. But I don't think I see that happening, to be honest. That's what I believe. But if Chase Briscoe only goes to the Xfinity Series, I believe Austin Cindric would be either he would go back down to the ARCA Series, because I believe he only had 1 full-time season there, or he'd stay in the Camping World Truck Series. The team, he could go to KBM for a season. Team Penske would let him go do that because Christopher Paul most likely will move up to the Xfinity Series next season. Or maybe go to Thor Sport Racing, because obviously Crafton's going to stay, Rhodes is going to stay, Anything's going to stay, but Cody Coughlin, not too sure about him, to be honest. So that's my take on it. What are you thinking, Michael?
Chase Briscoe, he most certainly deserves an Xfinity ride. Out of the 2, he has proven that he is ready to move up, in my opinion. Now, where he's going to go, I really don't know. I would love to see Team Penske to actually open up a full-time Xfinity team that's running for the championship instead of just doing the owner's points and hogging the wins and everything. But otherwise, I can't really think of anywhere else that he would go. Austin Cindric, unfortunately, may end up become a free agent after this season is over. I just really can't think of any rides off the top of my head right now that are available for both of them.
All right.
If I can think of any, I'll get back to it, but right now I just can't think of anything.
Okay. Jake.
I think they'll go for it. They'll have the 2, or they'll have the 12 and the 22 for Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe. Whatever combination, kind of really. Well, it should matter, but what?
All right, Cody.
Okay, wait, I'm not done.
Sorry.
Yeah, Austin Cindric, I see having. What are you doing? No, go.
Yeah, you're the only one in the car.
Here.
We'll let Jake handle his issues. We'll go to Cody.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so for the 2 guys, I've actually thought this for a while.
You gotta go buy dinner.
Where your mic, Jake?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Or give me your keys.
Sorry for the argument starting to show here, folks.
Remember, if Jake's mom's coming in and swears, that's not our fault.
Nope, it is not. Since Jake's mom is not in the radio station. So, where will Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe go? Well, I think I got 2 simple answers for that. Both of them go to the Xfinity Series.
She's gone. She's gone. I don't know why she barged into my room like that.
I have
Me
no
neither. But
okay, so should I continue mine or?
Okay, I was pretty much gonna come up with simple answers ish, since Chase Briscoe is pretty much better in the Truck Series than Austin Cindric is. I just think both of them would go to the Xfinity Series, but Austin Cindric would race a part-time ride. But I'd say Chase Briscoe goes to Team Penske full-time. And then here's a twist. Austin Cindric to race part-time as one of the drivers for Stewart-Haas Racing.
Ooh, interesting.
It's either that or Chase Briscoe goes and replaces Cole Custer, as Custer has a possibility of going up to the Cup Series next season. And then Cindric to Team Penske. But here's, in general, Stewart-Haas Racing will probably have one of those drivers.
Okay.
Okay. Should I continue mine since I was cut off? Yeah, since Austin Cindric has sponsors, I feel like he's gonna have the 12 since his sponsor is a 22 already has discount tires, so that will go to Chase Briscoe. Since Austin has Pure Tech, he has AutoZone, I think, LTI paint, printing. My bad. Yeah, all the other fun stuff.
All right. So I believe we did everyone. So yeah, let's do one more question before we go to predictions. Talking about that Childress Petty rumor that Michael told us, could that merge actually happen? Let's start off with you first, Mr. Kelly.
I don't see why not. I mean, the affiliation that isn't RPM affiliated with Roush?
I thought they were affiliated with themselves.
Oh, did they? Oh, all right. Well, never mind. Well, they need to get affiliated with someone because obviously what they're doing isn't really helping. Finishing fifth every week really isn't.
I have an idea, but I'll talk about it later. When's my turn?
I don't know.
Okay. I forgot what I was saying.
Affiliated teams.
Yeah. I don't know. They need to get affiliated with someone. They can't be finishing in the bottom 20 every single week. Yeah. They need to get back on the right track. They had to get rid of their 2-car operation. They haven't won since 2014. Now they're going to lose their driver that they've had since 2012, and they need to get back on the right track, especially with a young driver like Bubba Wallace.
All right. Let's see, Jake.
Yeah. Going back to Michael's affiliated teams, I'd say they should be affiliated with Penske, since the only team that's really affiliated with them is the Wood Brothers, and they're doing really good right now. So yeah, I'd say be affiliated with Penske, and maybe you'll have that second car that Bubba Wallace could eventually take, or Eric Almirola, whatever one you want. But yeah, I'd say they should be affiliated with Penske, and then it'll pretty much save their team.
All right. Cody.
Okay. I am just imagining of the possibility of the 43 car being a Chevy and being merged with Richard Childress. That number 43 for Richard Childress doesn't even look right, in my opinion. Because I'm thinking of the font right now, and yeah, it doesn't even look right, in my opinion. Like, I mean, it could bring opportunity to people, despite that it could be Bubba Wallace in the 43. Like, guys, we got the extended Xfinity Series program. You could probably get another driver because it could be 10% false. Because it's 10% false, we could have a shocker here and probably have each driver we did not expect to go up to Richard Childress Racing does go up. So probably Brandon Jones or somebody else, since Brandon Jones has seniority, not because he's doing the best this season. But with Bubba Wallace in a 43, that could possibly give him an opportunity. Like, heck, he even won in a Chevy. So he could be a pretty good underdog driver going for, I believe, Rookie of the Year, if I am correct. And he could possibly beat out William Byron, in my opinion. Because Byron, I think, is probably going to begin to go downhill next year, in my opinion. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's going to start going downhill next year. So, who will be able to beat him for Rookie of the Year? Well, I was thinking Brandon Poole because of the success with Chip Ganassi Racing could open up a third car, but that's for another day. I'm just going to say this. And have a 4-car team, Richard Childress Racing, and then maybe having Bubba Wallace in a 43. But that's just only an option. That's an option that Richard Petty Motorsports could make. Let's say that rumor was false and say they're Fords. Yeah, they can't really run by themselves anymore. That's pretty much practical right there. And Bubba has raced for somebody big like Roush Fenway before. And Roush Fenway has been beginning to put back on track. So maybe if Richard Petty Motorsports can finally be affiliated with Roush Fenway, that could help Bubba Wallace, Richard Petty, and Roush Fenway all at the same time. Because Bubba used to race in the Xfinity Series for Roush Fenway before he shut his team down. So that could definitely be a rebound for Bubba Wallace. And it could be on their way for Roush Fenway to bring back the number 16 with the possibility of Ryan Reed. So I can see that as a good second option for Richard Petty, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here.
Alrighty. I believe it's up to me. I believe it's going to be a little bit tough. It's going to be so weird if Petty does go to Chev because no one's going to see this coming. I didn't even think about Petty and Childress merging going into yesterday.
Oh yeah, I'd like to also point out they said the exact same thing last season about the 43 switching the Chevy, and guess what? That didn't happen.
All right. Anyway, yeah. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. I'm not gonna be pulling for it at the moment. I'm not gonna be a supporter, but I'm not gonna be a hater of it. I'm in the medium range of what I think is gonna happen. I think though what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep that 27. Because I don't know if RCR wants to do a 4-car team. I think they're going to keep that 27 and give it to Ty Dillon, or maybe they get rid of the 27 and the 43 is now the former 27. And that 27 car, they do have a charter, so we'd have to figure out who would get the charter. Not too sure who are part of the non-chartered teams in the sport. I had to figure that out. No.
12 car.
Marty.
12 car.
Marty.
The 12 car, yeah.
Marty.
Yeah, Mom. Oh yeah, Jake. Yeah.
Yeah, Mom.
So, that Richard Childress already announced like a while ago that they're gonna team, right? They've announced that.
Wait, what?
It's confirmed.
What'd he say?
You didn't know it? Yeah, they're downgrading to a two-car team.
Oh, they're staying at 2 cars. Oh, okay.
Wow.
The
Cars?
Titans
Okay.
stayed in the 13 then. Alrighty.
RCR's going to 2 cars?
Yeah.
Oh, silly season just got boring.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Alrighty. Anyway, that's gonna do it for discussion time. Let's get to the predictions. We only have 2 races this weekend. Let me load up Skype, by the way, and get the.
And no
Yes.
featured race. So what should we do about that?
Oh, I know what we can do about that. The Xfinity Series race will now be our points race.
Is Kyle Busch in it?
No, he's
Hey, we don't say that name.
No.
No.
It's him in it.
Is he in it?
Him is not in it. It's one of his drivers that's
Oh,
in
then,
it.
then I don't.
Bum,
Then,
bum, bum.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, that guy. Let's just call him that.
After Bristol, I have 91. Michael has 81. Cody has 74, and Jake has 72. So the order is going to be Jake, Cody, Michael, and then myself. 2 races. The first race, you can pick whatever driver you want, but the second one, we don't have diecast, but we're gonna
We'll just take a piece of paper and just write down
yeah.
20,
Who was the
18,
winner last week,
46.
All right, but anyway,
Or just
Marty.
pretend something.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Marty,
what?
who was the winner last week?
Cody, who was the winner last week?
Who
We got
was second?
The winner of last week was him.
No,
Who-
of
who was
us
second?
4.
Who was second last week? Oh, Eric Jones.
No. Who?
No.
For predictions.
Yeah.
Predict-
Oh, for predictions. Oh, okay. So, to be honest about this, despite the 3 people did make their picks, I decided to be a little cheap about it because, for starters, I never have a system for 3 drivers, and 2, I did not want to give myself 1 point for the 4th week in a row. So, because of that, I decided to have this. So, we take a look at last time's picks, and I picked MTJ. Michael was originally going to pick MTJ, but that was turned to a confusion. Like, sorry, pick again.
And I'm glad
I can't remember. I can't remember anymore since last week has passed. But anyway, Michael got 5 points from last week. Marty got 3 points. I got 2 points because I did not want to only give myself 1 point for the 4th week in a row. And with Jake not picking anybody, and I really want to keep it this 4-person system deal, Jake only gets 1 point. And I actually have an announcement about these predictions here, folks. I was talking to Marty about the playoffs. And this
Let's save it for the playoffs. Save it for the playoffs.
Never mind. I'm not going to spoil it until the playoffs, people.
All right.
But,
What?
but
We
pretty
can't-
much,
all right.
Marty has pretty much won the regular season championship.
I'm gonna badger Marty until he tells me what the playoff thing is.
No! Let's
I'm
save it till
making predictions. This
mid-September.
is my segment. I should know.
All right,
All
let's go to predict.
Oh, yeah, let's get predictions. So the first race is going to be
Predictions.
the IndyCar race at Gateway, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. That's a Saturday night race. I believe it's 9:30 or 8:30. It's on NBCSN. You know who's on the entry list. Your usual people. So, who goes first? I believe Jake, you're first. Who are you picking to win?
I'm picking Alexander Rossi to win.
Alrighty. Cody.
Who's been good at short tracks? Oh, I know one guy who's good at short tracks. Joseph Newgarden.
Newgarden. All right. Michael.
We are going 2 selections for Newgarden.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go with my boy Scott Dixon getting the win at Gateway.
Ooh.
This is probably the first time ever for the IndyCar predictions that no one has picked Will Power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most
Rip.
likely. But anyway, now we get to the Xfinity Series race. That's our featured race. The Johnsonville 180 at Road America. I believe that's a Sunday race. Not sure what time it is. That's on NBC. I believe it's on. Is it on NBC? I believe it's on Big NBC. Let me look that up, guys. Most likely NBCSN. Nope, I'm wrong. It is Big NBC. I'm right, actually.
No.
All right, so let's get to your entry list. All righty, folks. Ben Kennedy, the 2, Scott Lagacy Jr., the 3. Let's see here. Josh Berlicki, the 8. 15 to be announced. Christopher Bell will be in the 18. James Davis in the 20. Austin Cindric is in the 22. Justin Marks in the 42. Parker Kligerman, the 46. Brennan Poole, the 48.
But he's a full-timer.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oops.
Just start over.
Casey Mears, the 98. Yeah, that's the notable entries I got right now at the moment. I thought I saw Ryan Ellis on the entry list. Must have not.
Michael McDowell?
He's not in it.
Michael McDowell. The defending race winner is not in this race.
Why, though?
Otherwise, I could have picked it.
All right, anyway, let's get to the predictions. The first person. You know who you are, Jake.
Yeah, I guess that's me. It's kind of tough, to be honest. I could just say Christopher Bell and just be done with it, but I'm not going to pick him.
Thank you.
The sole reason.
No.
Instead, this driver will get his second career win. Justin Marks wins it.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought of Christopher Bell at first, but then when I went to the other show the other day,
Did Jake know he's back? Good job, Jake.
Yeah.
All right, Cody.
Why does these guys always have to destroy me every week?
Because we love you.
Because we can read minds.
No homo.
Yeah. Okay. That pick just became very easy.
Or
Despite
did it?
that he dominated the Iowa race in the Xfinity Series, problem with him was one of the full-timers up in the standings pretty much wrecked him. But this is not a short track. This is a road course, and no ringer is pretty much going to win at this point. Despite that, I hate to say this, but Christopher Bell ends up winning at Road America.
Already? Michael.
My internet is being slow. I'm trying to pull up the entry list here. Here we go. I got it.
Just say Austin Cindric and we'll be done with it.
Yeah, Austin Cindric would be the dark horse, in my opinion.
I'm not saying Cindric. Come on, thing. Thank you. All right. I have it pulled up here. I'm going through my list. I heard on Reddit that there is a chance of rain this weekend at the track.
Ooh.
You know who that played into, whose advantage that played into last time? It was Justin Marks. But he's already taken, so I can't take him. However, there is one man, this may surprise all of you, there is one man who has won at this racetrack before.
No, is he really? Is he really?
He's probably going to pick Brendan Gaughan for all I care.
There's one man.
Oh, come on, just say it.
I know.
There's one man who's won this race before. He won 2 horses, actually, I think. Hasn't he?
Who is it? Just pick it.
But you know what? He had the greatest of seasons. He was feeling down after that wreck with Jeb Burton. He was singing the blues. But you know what? He's going to be throwing victory lane. He's going to be throwing Gatorade in victory lane. Brendan Gaughan will go to victory.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Michael, just letting you know, his second win did not come at a road course. He came at Kentucky.
I wanted him.
Jake, no idea what you just said. Jake, what'd you say?
Man,
I said his second win did not come at a road course. He came at Kentucky.
Oh
but
yeah,
we'll
I
be
couldn't
right back
remember
with
where his
Marty's
second one was.
pick.
I just
Michael, have I ever told you how much I hate you?
yes, you have actually.
Hey, we wouldn't be here without him. Not
And you
not
know
the
what? There would be
not the
no
driver
show
again,
without
but
my
All
mom.
right. Alrighty. So, my pick for this weekend. Oh, great. I got to think about
Is no longer Brendan gone because I picked him.
Alrighty. So,
Yes, we gotta play it.
alrighty. I'm going to look up the results real quick. Great. Every time I do that.
rest in peace, Marty's camera.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
radio world won't see it.
Okay. I want to look at the results last season from the previous. We've only been to one road course, no, two road courses. I want to look at the road course average this season, because if I'm thinking of who I want to pick, then I got it.
You could just pick William Byron.
Xfinity averages.
Byron
Tift.
pretty much. Oh, never mind. Just
By
pick
track
Byron.
type. By
Just pick my
restrict-
random done with this.
Or you could pick Ben Kennedy.
Yeah.
Whoops, hang on. Give me time.
2 years in a row for the two.
Give me time. Okay, I'm just gonna look at the results, Chris. Let's get on to.
You could pick Owen Kelly.
I'm giving you.
Pick Owen Kelly. Owen Kelly.
I would pick Alon Day, but he's not in it.
Aw.
We love you, Alon Day, if you're watching.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna look up the results. So we have Watkins Glen. Let's see who got the top 10 in that. Okay, and let's go to Ohio. That's the standalone.
Watkins Glen and Mid Ohio this season so far.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with an upset. You ready? Are you guys ready? I'm gonna load up the picture.
I'm pretty sure Brendan Gaughan is the biggest upset you can pick.
Oh
No.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest upset. I can think of one
I can think
bigger.
of someone else. Luckily, I have a 10-point lead, so we are gonna take it a little.
He's just gonna wing it from here.
You know, I did make a custom of Brendan Gaughan once. I could get that out.
Alrighty.
Interesting.
All right, so this guy,
I know who it is.
he's not just an Xfinity Series driver, but he is also an IndyCar driver, so he does have some road course experience. And I'm gonna go with him. I'm going for the upset. You ready?
What?
James Davidson in the 20 car. He finished 4th at Mid Ohio. I liked his performance at Mid Ohio. Watch out for James Davidson. He's going to be a good underdog. I think he's going to pull off a good upset. Plus, IndyCar has raced in rain before, and he's got some experience. So yeah, why not? I'm gonna go with James Davidson. Pick him to win.
And you know what else this means, everybody? I will be pulling in Marty's lead just a little bit this weekend.
By
And
one.
I'll get 1 point again.
By
All the picks I picked
I-
does bad.
I will
All right.
Also,
All right, real quick. We do have one more segment before we go. Michael, it's time for stuff that Rick Allen says.
Oh, isn't it great to have Rick Allen back, everyone?
Yes.
Yay!
A
Yay.
green flag back in the air. Time for stuff Rick Allen says. Where's my comment? I just had it here.
Get out the sweep. You just won at Bristol. Or get out the broom.
Oh
you just
yeah,
won at
get
Bristol.
out the broom. You just won at Bristol.
You mean
Okay,
swept?
Again.
again.
yeah.
Yay.
Hang on, guys.
Yay,
I
question
don't
mark.
remember if he ever said huge championship implications this right now, but here it is. A lot of congestion they're fighting for. That was what Rick Allen said at the end of I believe it was stage 2, when Kyle and Eric Jones were fighting for the stage win, and there was
Oh, that
all
was stage 1.
traffic, and then they were coming. Oh, that was the stage 1.
Yeah.
All right, well, stage 1. He said at the end of the stage, a lot of congestion they're fighting for here. What does that even mean?
It means they're fighting to have a sick day at work, I'm guessing.
Oh, here there was another one. See what you wait. What? I see what you did. What I commented, I see what you did there, Rick. But what did he do? He made some sort of pun. Ugh. What he? Oh crap! I can't remember.
Well,
there was also the the Olympic medalist guy. We're gonna add him into this segment.
oh my goodness.
Jeff Burton and Steve Letarte.
Oh
Why
Lord.
no cautions? Marty, Jake, Cody, would you like to answer why there has been no cautions while I try to figure out what it was that Rick Allen said?
Because it's the Olympics. The Olympics have no cautions.
Yeah.
No, not the Olympics, the World Championships.
Anyway, do you have stuff that Vince Welch says as well?
No.
Okay.
I need to keep up with this better because every time I think we're not going to do it and then we end up doing it and then it's like I lose.
It's a funny segment. I like it.
All right,
Then
fine.
it
All right.
turns into what Michael
better job.
says.
I'll keep track of it better from now on, all right?
All right, I'll help you as well, by the way.
I see what you did there. Okay.
All right. So to recap the picks for this weekend, I have James Davidson. Michael has Brendan Gaughan.
Oh, I remember what it was.
What was
there
it?
was a Busch commercial on, and they
Busch.
came back from commercial break on Kevin Harvick's onboard, and he said this onboard on Kevin Harvick is brought to you by Busch beer. And
Yeah.
Reddit blew up after he said that. Everyone was just like cringe alert. Seriously, Rick, why?
Right.
Just stop. And a lot of other nasty words, but
Cody had, I believe, Christopher Bell.
Yep, but that's after Jake talked my pick.
And Jake. Yes. Yes.
I got the winning car.
He marked the spot, okay. No pun intended.
But don't worry,
Yeah,
the last few I chose.
All right, everyone. So let's get to it for Motorsports 360 next Tuesday, most likely 4 o'clock, same time, same place. For Cody, for Jake, and for Mike, I am Marty. Hope you all have a good rest of the day. Thanks for listening and watching. Say bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Wait. 1, 2, 3. In a Dodge.
In a Dodge.